So what's happening in Missouri today? I met with the well guy a couple days ago, and he wants to put the well right where that flag is. So today's assignment is to dig, maybe tomorrow too, a trench all the way from that flag, all the way up this way. Keep going. Keep going. We have a first obstruction. This whole pile has to get moved so I can get past that. Keep going. And we have our second obstruction, a gigantic pile of chips. So the trench has to go all the way down to where you see that blue water line going into the house. So what I did to combat all this was I rented a backhoe. I've had many years of backhoe experience digging graves, if you haven't heard some of my story. So right now it's loading chips in the front bucket from this pile and hauling them all the way down this pathway up into the woods over there, which leads us to another problem, which is this little tiny house that used to be sitting like way down over there. My builder was able to hook chains around the bottom of it and drag it all the way up to here. And what I'm thinking today is I bought a bunch of chain last night from Home Depot, and I'm going to try moving it with this backhoe all the way down to this path, down where I'm piling the chips. I'm trying to make like a berm of chips down there where the tiny house will sit right amongst the berm going around it. So that should be interesting. I don't know if I can finish it all today. The first problem with the tiny house move, my builder parked it right up by that tree. So I got to make sure I don't nip the corner of the house off on that tree. So I'm either going to push it down there or else I'm going to put a chain around it and see if I can use the backhoe bucket to swing it over before I start dragging it. But I don't know if I can get that today or not because the chip pile is moving very, very slowly. Having to weave through the space here. You got trees all back in here that you got to make sure the boom doesn't hit it. So this will be continued. Just wanted to give an update. So here's the chip pile. I got a bucket of chips on. I've released the brake down here. The other problem is if you steer a backhoe once the bucket is down, you have to have individual brakes down there. And right now they're locked together and I need something to try to gun jam that lock that's holding them. Because once your bucket is down in front, you cannot steer the backhoe. You got to use your brakes to steer it. So I'll show you what I'm doing here. Hopefully that beeping isn't too annoying. But I've got two trees back here that I have to weave my way through. Backhoe's kind of cool because it's got forward and reverse right in the accelerator pedal. So you just rock it back and forth for forward and backward, which is pretty nice. I've never operated one like that before. It took a little getting used to, but once I got used to it, it was working out well. So this is the pathway that I'm cutting through here. What I intend to do is kind of make a berm, starting where you see that, kind of working my way up and around. Because the road is right over there, and I would like to have like a breaking point in between the road and the tiny house. The tiny house garage door is going to face that way, and possibly a future gun range down in there where it's safe to shoot. So that's what's going on so far. Like I said, this is going to be quite a project today just to get these chips moved. It's a pretty large pile. The other thing is you don't want chips around trees too much because it will kill the bark around the trees. So I might come back later and clear that out, but I'm trying to avoid the trees as much as I can. And that's what we're doing today, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until the chip pile's gone. I'll catch you in a little bit. If you don't want the pile to get away from you, you usually take your backhoe, and I'll show you what you do here. You can see it's getting close to that tree in the background there. So you want to raise your bucket up above the pile. Let your tractor climb the pile a little bit. Curl your bucket. Try to get over that peak of the pile there. Lower your bucket. Just drag that pile backwards with you. That just helps you to keep it under control as you're digging into it, because each time you dig, you're pushing it a little farther away. Right there you can see how it dragged that nice pile down there. And we go back in with the tractor, scoop that baby right up. Just like that. I'm just going to do a quick test here. I'm going to try to use the corner of my backhoe bucket, try to catch the tiny house in here somewhere, just see if I can move it away from that tree. Just see how much effort it takes for the tractor to push this thing. Then I'll get an idea whether it's capable or not. So let's check it out. In low gear. I'm on it right now. Moved a bit. I heard a little bit of crunching, but I think it was the board underneath it. But I think I got enough to get it clear that tree now, so that's how it's done. It's been just short of 4 hours. We got about half that chip pile done. So what I've been doing is taking it down this little pathway. First I had to keep on backing up and turning around, but once I got the pile shrunk down a little bit and got myself more room, then I was able to start going forward. So down there's the berm I'm building. Trying to make kind of a L-shaped berm out of it. And then the little tiny house will be pulled back inside that berm from where it is now. Probably, I don't know, about 100 feet pull or something like that. So that's where we're at right now. Back at it. Alright folks, going on 7 p.m. I started this project probably around 9:30 this morning. I didn't get a chance to do anything but move chips today. That's how many there were. Going after my last bucket full right now. What a hard day's work looks like right there. Bear with me here, I'm going to show you what the project ended up looking like. A lot of backing up and threading the needle all day long. There's what we accomplished today. Get off this tractor for a minute. Can't hardly move after I was sitting on that thing all day. So believe it or not, that's how many chips got moved today. I pretty much went non-stop since 9:30. So about 9.5 hours backhoe work. It's no wonder it costs so much when you hire stuff like this out. So backhoe ran real good. It's a Kubota, not a real big one, but gets the job done. I think they quoted us about $500 a day. If you get it for 3 days, it's $1,500. But 3 days at $1,500 is the same for running it for a week. So we're probably just going to keep for a week and get some things done around here. But that's about it. We'll catch you tomorrow. Enough with this for today. I had enough chips. I'll be dreaming about chips. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.